Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? That's great. Glad you all came out. Definitely appreciate it. Also like to give a thanks again to the LA Law Library and Ryan for this great collaboration. Our goal is to provide great content to you guys and distill a lot of technical information in layman's terms so that it's easy to use and understand. So in 1992, I woke up, I think it was a Saturday morning, aboard the USS Racine naval vessel, 500 feet long in the middle of the ocean, Pacific Ocean. And I crawled from my bunk all the way to the top deck, and I looked around. I looked to my left, I looked to my right, walked all around, saw the various crew members working. And what I realized is despite the vastness of the ship that I was on, I couldn't see, we were in the middle of the ocean, and I saw no shoreline in sight. I didn't see the California coastline, I saw nothing. And the ship was anchored. However, we continued to slightly move, slightly toss and turn back and forth in the middle of the ocean. The reason that this is important and that I bring this to your attention is because the internet is just like the ocean. It's always in motion. It's always something going on. Think about Facebook. Think about LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Yelp. Someone's always posting comments, posting pictures, posting videos, blogs, wanting to show something. And that's exactly why we have to understand how we can contain it and also understand how the government, both state and at the federal level, intersects with our use of the internet, whether you're a legal practitioner or your clients have a business there or what have you. Now, I'm gonna give you a definition of social media. It's any tool or service that uses the internet to facilitate conversations, any website with a commenting community, and it's created for fast, instantaneous, not memorable conversations. Because as we know, most people view the internet as, oh, I'm just making a slide remark, kind of like a text message or something. But as we know, the little remarks and little comments and posts that you make can come back to haunt you. Any attorney can tell you all about the law. And you tell them what your situation is, and they can point out all the flaws, all the potential legal issues, what you might expect, what might happen, what might not happen. That's called taking the bar exam. What I try to do is focus on helping my clients and helping other attorneys not only identify legal issues, but overcome them, avoid them, increase their revenue, and reduce their exposure to liabilities. As you can see, hope is not a strategy. You have to be vigilant about your reputation and your online presence, because if you don't, everything that you've established, everything that you've built up over the years will soon become history, and no one will know about you, and your competitors may overtake you. So let's get down to it. Companies of all sizes, small business owners, large corporations, it is very advisable to have a social media policy. Now, you think a social media policy, obviously there's certain things you don't want said, and there's certain things you want said. Now, the best policy, the ultimate policy would be no to everything, right? No Facebook, no YouTube by the employees. That way I can monitor everything. That would be maximum security. And we know that people that have maximum security are in prison. That's not what we want. We want to find that common ground where we can protect the content, safeguard what we're doing, and also do it in an effective, organized manner so that we make sure we properly advertise our businesses and accomplish our goal. Now, anyone that knows U.S. Airways knows that they've learned that social media policies are very important. I don't know if anyone in here is familiar with the incident that they had in mid-April of this year where a customer complained on their Twitter account. And in response to that Twitter account, they inadvertently attached a pornographic image of a lady, and it was a horrible depiction of a woman. But it was tweeted to hundreds of thousands of followers. So they recognized it, they apologized, and they got it removed, but nevertheless, look at all the damage that was done. So when you're considering creating a social media policy, first start off with, these are some of the small steps that you want to consider. What are the key reasons that your company is online? Do you empower your people to use social media correctly? What are ways that you're going to educate the employees on the law and continue to educate them on the changes to the law? Because this is a very evolving area. And last but not least, definitely not least, especially with U.S. Airways, are there ways to monitor what's going on online? So you say, okay, Well, I think my employees have common sense. I know everyone here, we have a small organization, or the people that are doing our blogging, they're not going to post anything too outrageous or outlandish. So are we good to go? Do you have a well-delineated policy of who owns your company's social media account? Northern District of California Federal Court, a situation arose between PhoneDog and Noah Kravitz. Mr. Kravitz was their video blogger. He handled their Twitter account. He built that account with the followers up to 17,000 followers. He resigned and took the followers with him. I believe it was PhoneDog_Noah. Well, the company figured, hey, we own PhoneDog. They're our followers, so they belong to us. However, it wasn't that simple. They actually went to court. PhoneDog sued Mr. Kravitz for the followers to be returned to them, and they sued for $2.50 per follower per month. Nevertheless, the case settled and Noah was able to keep the followers. Now, I phrased this to Alphabet Boys to make it easy for everyone to remember. You have the Food and Drug Administration, the Federal Trade Commission, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the Federal Communications Commission. The government is extremely concerned with businesses of all size concerning what you do in social media. And the reason being is that most consumers trust and read and believe what they read online. In addition, the majority of consumers trust peer recommendations. Has anyone ever heard the term, someone says, follow me on Facebook? Anybody heard about that? Follow me on Facebook? Well, believe it or not, the FDA follows people on Facebook, and you didn't even have to invite them to. They don't mind. There was a company called IPSA, it's still around here in Thousand Oaks, California, and just this year in February, the FDA told IPSA that their advertisement on Facebook was false and misleading. They showed their logo and they had a statement. The statement said this: if you've just been diagnosed with hypothyroidism or are having difficulty controlling your levothyroxine blood levels, talk to your doctor about Tirosint. Well, what was the problem with that? There was no mention of the possible side effects. So the FDA said your failure to mention that the serious and frequent occurring risk is misleading to the public and suggesting that the medicine is safer than has been demonstrated. Also, they did not mention that the drug is not the right choice for the illness. Now, before we talked about someone posting a comment, you can't get in trouble for liking a comment, can you? Well, the Food and Drug Administration feels differently about that. Because think about it, if you have a business, you're putting out a good product or service, and someone says something positive about you, why wouldn't you want to just hit the like button and share it with other people? Well, that's what A-Mark Enterprises did. A-Mark Enterprises is a dietary supplement maker, and they received the first ever enforcement action based on social media for liking a consumer testimonial about one of their products. On March 10th, 2011, on A-Mark's Facebook page for PolyMVA, right here, someone wrote, "The product has done wonders for me. I take it intravenously 2 times a week, and it has helped me tremendously. It enabled me to keep cancer at bay without the use of chemo and radiation. Thank you." And in response, A-Mark hit the like button. I think most of us would just go ahead and hit the like button. You say something so grandiose about us. Well, the FDA said by liking the post, the company made an impermissible drug claim that the product at issue was intended for use in diagnosis, cure, mitigation, treatment, or prevention of a disease. Also, the FDA said your products are not generally recognized as safe and effective for the above referenced conditions and therefore are new drugs, the marketing of which must be pre-approved by the FDA. In addition, the FDA stated the products are offered for conditions that are not amenable to self-diagnosis and treatment by individuals who are not medical practitioners, making them misbranded under the FDA.